Hello Mousers! Today I want to talk about something that's quite important, and I think as a new year is coming up, we should have a New Year's resolution to make our passwords more secure. So let's talk about how we do that. Let's start with what we've actually got as passwords. Most of us have a series of numbers that's easy to guess, or a word that's easy to guess, especially if we know something about the person that we're trying to hack the password of. Words that we've chosen are usually easy to guess. For example, let's say you like dolphins. You might have your password as dolphins. You may even have gone for the more secure version of that word, where you've capitalized one or more of the letters and you've replaced some of the letters with numbers, because that way your password system will probably say, oh, that's a strong password. Well, yes and no. It's more likely that standard word in lowercase, dolphins, would be cracked within seconds, even less than a second if you've got a very good password cracker, and the more secure version will take a little bit longer, but it's not going to take very long, really, because most password crackers will go straight through all of the dictionary words in the English language and a few other languages to find out what you've got as your password, because most people have a word. Now, the reason we have words as our passwords instead of a series of random letters and numbers is because we remember them. But a series of random letters and numbers is the most uncrackable of passwords. Nothing's going to be fully secure forever. I mean, a password cracker left on its own will eventually crack any password. But it does mean that you've got a far greater chance of not being cracked without someone actually detecting that there's a hacking going on. So, what kind of password do we need to make ourselves more secure so that our password and our account will still be intact by the time that the hacking attempt is detected and stopped? We need a series of random letters. And in theory, a set of random letters, some of them capitalized, a bit of punctuation, and some numbers. But no one can remember that sort of thing. That's the problem. That's why we use letters. So, how do we get around this problem? Here's a simple solution. Take a phrase that you know well. Something like, for example, let's use in our example, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle, here's my spout. So we've got our phrase. What do we do with it? We can't just type that in as one long thing. For a start, most password systems won't accept a password that long. And again, it's a set of dictionary words. It will get cracked. So instead of just typing it all in, we'll take the first letter from every single word in that phrase. And we get an interesting random set of letters. Some of them are capitalized because of how we laid it out. Some of them aren't. So we've got random letters, random capitals in those letters. That's a fairly substantial password. That on its own will be fairly secure, but it's not secure enough. We need some punctuation. So let's add in the punctuation that's already in that phrase. So I'm a little teapot, comma, short and stout, full stop. Here's my handle, comma, here's my spout, full stop. That gives us 2 commas, 2 full stops. That's pretty good. We'll put them into the password and see what we get. Oh my goodness, that looks quite secure. The problem is, of course, that some password systems are set up so that they require you to have numbers in your password. So let's just count up the number of letters that's in that password and add that to the end. And if you want to go even more secure from what is already a very secure password, let's put in the number of punctuation. We'll separate them from the letters by putting a hyphen in. So there we are, one very secure password. And we don't even have to memorize that random set of letters and numbers because we know in our heads the system that we had to generate it. So we can always go, oh, what was it? Tap, 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 tap. There it is. That is all you need for a very secure password. Pick a phrase that means something to you, break it down into that system, and there you go. Okay, thank you very much for watching. That's all I've got for today. So if you did like this, remember to click the like button, share it with your friends so that they can see how to make a secure password as well. Just remember not to use I'm a little teapot, and subscribe, and the thing I think is below now for future videos, or click on our annotation. And of course, I've been Kirk-Robinson. You've been watching a video. I'll see you on Monday.